Glimpses of the other side, my spiritual awakening. I long to discover what being on the other side is like. I've had elusive whiffs of it. I've taken fleeting glimpses of it, minuscule parts of an overwhelmingly wide vista. I've tasted the robust flavor of it. I've felt the consummate warmth of it. I've heard of its amazing splendor. How do I get there? Well, that is my secret. You see, I have visited the other side, but I have not truly been a part of it. Each time I rouse from my physical sleep, I have a mission in mind, and that is to access the other side. Although my senses have perceived a tip of it, although I have been a visitor, I know that I am not a permanent occupant. I know this because when the visit ends, I unwillingly retreat to my current, make-believe reality. There is one good thing which comes from cheating my way to the other side. I get to witness where I want to be. My goals are sprawled along in a fancy and attractive exhibition there. Seeing them glimmer like that, within my eager reach, awakens a desire to work hard for them when I return to my reality. I know that if I can get there by cheating, then I can get there authentically as well. The difference between the two is that the former is temporary and lacks long-term fulfillment, whereas the latter is permanent and comes with its fill of glory. It has come to my attention just how in control I am. The pace with which I can reach the other side in an authentic manner is entirely up to me. Do I want to crawl or do I want to run? It depends on how I see it, I guess. If my only focus is the destination, then running seems more of an ideal alternative. However, if the trip itself is appreciated, then it is all the sweeter when success is on the horizon. I think the idea of savoring each slow step is becoming more appealing to me as I look at it from both perspectives. The importance of the bird's-eye view. As I trudge forward, a tempest of resistance occasionally shows up and throws me off course. That happens so many times. One moment, I am in lieu with the current, and then the next, the current suddenly transforms into treacherous tidal waves which carry me astray. In their seemingly relentless nature, they leave me feeling completely out of control. These are the times when my energy reserves are at their lowest. This is when I think about giving up and giving in, and sometimes, I do. I give up. I give in. The walk is too complicated. The obstacles are too frequent and too broad. I cannot take it anymore. The next part in this ostensibly endless cycle is one of my favorites. Something happens which is beyond my control, which makes it possible for me to go back to the original current, to the calmness of it. Sort of like a mighty, cosmic strike descending from the heavens and thunderously slicing the waters in half, leaving bare ground for me to walk back to the calmness of the current. This is the best time for me, because I know that I am being given another chance. I am being pardoned. I am being nurtured by something which is beyond my true understanding, and I notice it all around me during the times that I walk along the calm current. I remember when I used to be in an endless loop of destruction, without the saving help. No calm currents exist there. It is only the tidal waves. The tidal waves without the heavenly strikes. The tidal waves without the bare ground. There, the gargantuan waves carry you farther, farther and farther. Infinitely farther. To the point where you start believing that you are faced with a taunting ultimatum, either to live in suffering, or to take your own life and find peace. I was there for an awfully long time, and it was when I could hardly cope with life that tsunamis became the norm, which caused me to seek effective avoidant tools that made it possible for me to roll with the punches without consciously participating in the thunderous cataclysm. The means of escape are endless. The cheating is all you will ever be willing to live. And cheat, I did. I cheated through life, and the poor quality of all aspects of my psyche was testimony of that. But it was not because I found joy in cheating. It was because running was easier. The imposing tidal waves had me completely on the run. If I could live a life of oblivion as opposed to committing suicide, then I would do it, in whatever means possible. I would run. Ultimatums be damned. Funny, because in oblivion, I have had the worst of experiences. Experiences which would have led my life to its end anyway. Whichever choice I made, it seemed, led to the end of the rope. I remember when the cosmic strike, the divine intervention, the awakening, happened for the first time. I did not know what it was back then, but I could feel the effects of it within the core of my being. I was dead, in hibernation from life, spiritually incapacitated, for years, living my life in wasteful mediocrity and cyclic destruction.
Dear Diary, let me be me, day 5842, I don't know why they won't just let me be, I mean, seriously, I'm not a baby anymore. They always think I will get lead down the garden path by some big bad boy in a big bad car with a big bad attitude, they don't know me at all. I absolutely would not get into that kind of trouble. 100%, why won't they trust me? I try to talk to them, but the words don't come out right and it all gets misspoken and misheard, misunderstood, and I usually end up in tears. Then I'm suddenly the emotional one. I don't know why I bother sometimes. I really don't. I wish I could be like Shane. She gets along so well with her parents. They talk about everything. And she doesn't keep a dumb old diary. Live in the moment, she says. Take life by the horns, and don't let some horny little boy take you. I did laugh when she said that though. She really is quite funny most of the time. Today we were laughing about when we first met and how she had tripped on the step at recess and her face fell straight into my pot of chocolate pudding and I just stared at her. She stood up and everyone was laughing and pointing at her. I felt horrible, she didn't seem to care. She just poked her tongue out as far as it could go and licked it off her nose. Some of the kids stopped laughing because they couldn't believe how long her tongue was. My face was red. I was so hot I thought my face would melt off. She just laughed and said, I think I like you, stranger. I think I may decide to eat your pudding again someday. She'd wiped her nose with the back of her hand, walked off. And the rest, as she says, is hysterical history. Oh well, better go deal with the ranting rants once again. Today's thought of the day, I wish I had courage. Day 5843, well, I nearly got yesterday's courage, but not quite. I almost got the courage to ask Mum and Dad to sit and have a cuppa with me and have a chat, but it just seemed corny, and they were super busy and being weird again, same as day 4973, that was the day they told us 3 kids that we were going to have a baby brother. At their age, I hope they aren't surprising us with another brother or sister. The poor thing won't even be out of high school, and they will be planning for retirement. Anyway, they are being super cagey, so today, not many ramblings to report. Mr. Anderson is in a mood this week. I heard his wife is quite sick, so Shane and I baked some butterfly cakes and picked some proteas from down at the park for him to give to her. And when I say picked, what I mean is we cut through the really hard stems with her mom's chicken cutting scissors from the kitchen. Don't worry, we didn't tell her that. But we did add it to the jar of notes that Shane has in her cupboard, the, sorry mum I forgot to mention dash. Ha! She said she is going to read them out to her mum on her wedding day. I don't know if Shane will ever be allowed to get married. Hope Mrs. Anderson is okay. She really is a nice lady. Today's thought of the day, be kinder to others, day 5844, finally. It's here. Day 5844 sweet 16. Yay, Mum and Dad said Shane can come over for family dinner tonight and then we can have a birthday party on the weekend. I have been waiting for this day, FOREVER, I can get my license this year. I can stay out till 11:30 p.m. I can get a job, probably to pay for the car. I'm good with that though, and I don't have to babysit Mitchell on weekends now. I get the whole weekend off. In writing that though, I would not want to have every weekend off. Now that he's out of nappies, he's way easier to look after. And Shane loves babies, but she doesn't have brothers and sisters, that's probably why. Between the baby brother and 2 nephews in the babysitting queen and Shane is the sucker sidekick. She doesn't mind. Anyway, back to me. Today I wake up 16. Today I celebrate with friend and family. And on the weekend I have my party to remember with all my friends. Thought of the day, happy sweet 16 to me, day 5844 part 2. Sorry diary, I have never done a part 2 until today, but it was super cool and I just had to let it out. I can't believe it. I thought tonight was going to suck big time. Shane came over for dinner and all us kid and nephews and Mum and Dad were all sitting around the table laughing when Shane said she had a toast to make. I thought I was going to die. This is verbatim, ladies, gentlemen, and little dudes with grotty faces. My name is Shane and I have been the best friend of this sweet 16-year-old gorgeous girl for 3 years now, and since the first day we met and my face fell in her lap I knew we would be friends forever. I have grown to be like furniture in your family homes and you have all accepted me for who I am, and even put up with my potty mouth here and there. Anyway, this is supposed to be about my best friend and me wishing her the happiest birthday ever. Then